Okay, so can you guys hear me first of all? Hi, Just Janice. Hi, Grandma Cappy's Art Venture. Hi, the chatbot Linda. Hello to Michelle from Royal River Art. Hi to Sudha Gupta from Resin Arts. Hi, Alison from Resin Creations with Alison. Hi, Mr. Smith. How are you doing? The way you spelt that, I keep saying Smith instead of Smith, but maybe you intended that. I hope you're all doing okay. Hi, Christy. Hi, gorgeous. How are you doing? You could probably hear the nerves in my voice, but I'm still not used to doing these lives yet. It's intentional. Okay, I'll call you Mr. Smith in work. Long story. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing about it. But anyway, got some time now to do a quick live. Well, I say quick. It's probably going to be about. I think Sudha, who's up after me, is around 25 to 30 minutes after me. Hi, August. How are you doing? I hope you're well. And hi, Dave from DHR Acrylic Creations. I'm just going to go into what we've got here in front of us today. So yesterday I did a live where I created this, what you see in front of you now. So it's a canvas. It's just a slightly bigger than an A4 canvas, okay? And I wanted to do a bit of texture art, really kind of start figuring out how to kind of do some intricate things. And I ran into a little problem. So it was off camera, the problem. So initially what I did was I mixed together some texture paste with a bunch of different products, modeling paste, some wall putty type of stuff, acrylic paint, white acrylic paint, obviously. And I think the fourth one was, oh yeah, PVA glue, so builder's glue. So, and I created the paste yesterday, if you watched. And I put it into a piping bag. I don't even know where that's gone right now. It's somewhere around here. And I piped this out. So I drew this onto this canvas, this butterfly, floral butterfly design that I found online that's royalty free, copyright free. And I actually used a piping bag to pipe on, if you have a look at this, pipe on the left side of this butterfly wing. And it worked pretty well, actually. It's not too bad. I think what I would do, though, in the future is actually create a bigger piece on a larger canvas. And doing this small, I think, is building confidence in a sense to see, okay, how would it work with a very small nozzle in the piping bag? And how does it come out? And it's easy to lay over these kind of difficult bendy lines. It was pretty easy. You do get the hang of it after a while. It might be a little bit hard at the beginning, but you do get the hang of it. And then this side was much more intricate, so I wanted to see if I could use the pearl end pens, and I used the pearl end pen, I think it was pearl colour or silver, not pearl colour, no, ice white. Yeah, it was an ice white pearl end pen that I used to do the right side. And I found it easier, if I'm honest, okay, to use the pearl end pen. Obviously, it's so much more easier to manoeuvre and get it in the right areas. Hi, I'm a Dutch Kiwi. How are you doing, sweetheart? That's Anita. That's great that you're here. Hi, Simply Nanette. Hi, love. Linda Lambert's here as well. That's fantastic. So what I'm going to do today now is the next stage of this. So this is dried overnight. It's pretty much dry. I don't think you can get any drier. This wall putty paste, actually, it dries super fast. And it's something that you can paint over. So you can use any type of paint to paint over this, which makes it perfect. So I'm going to today paint over this. And I was unsure about colours, really, colour palettes and what kind of colour combinations to use. But I've come up with one typical colour palette. I'm not sure if you like it, but we'll see. I'll show you what paints I've got in a second. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm actually going to mix up some paint. Now, I've done most of the colours. I'll pop them back there in a minute. So I've done most of the colours. So initially what I'll do is I'll show you my colours and I'll mix up the last colour. Okay, so we've got this one. I'm not sure where all the stirring sticks have gone, actually. I'll grab a few here. So I'm going to show you the consistency of this. It's probably still too thick. Possibly still too thick, because I'm kind of doing a Dutch kind of pour type of thing without the hairdryer, just simply tilting the canvas out and seeing what happens. And this is a beautiful, beautiful colour. It's kind of two colours combined. So I did a custom colour, really. And they were this one, which is turquoise green from Amsterdam, and this one, which is a sky blue light, and it's a combination of two. I think 50-50 of those two for this particular colour. I'm going to pop that over there. And then the next colour is this one. I don't have a spoon. I should have prepared a little bit more. But this colour here, again, exactly the same consistency. You can see it drizzles off my spoon and sort of disappears in roughly a second or two, very, very quickly. And this colour is this one. It's opaque. The last two colours were opaque as well. This one is cerulean blue, really pretty colour, sky colour, and that's my second colour. My third colour is this. My daughter Sarah chose this one. I just asked her yesterday, what colour do you think would go? And she just picked this tube out. This is also an opaque colour. It's ultramarine violet from Amsterdam. Okay. Let's have a look at that one closely. Okay, exactly the same consistency again. And then we have this next one. Now, I know that I put one of the colour art pigments in this one. For the life of me, I can't remember which pigment. What I'll do is I'll go and have a look. It's in the summer house. And I'll pop it down in the description box below if any of you want to know for definite. The base colour, though, I mixed the pigment with the tube paint for this one. The base colour was Green Earth from Pebeo. Okay. And then that's mixed with the colour art pigment as well. One of the primary element pigments, which is a dry paint. I am an affiliate of Colour Art, so if you wanted to order for them, there's a link down in my description box. Now the final two colours. Okay, so the next colour is this one. And I'll show you that. It's probably a tad bit thicker than the others and needs a bit of water. I might pop some water in with a pipette and just mix it up. And this one is actually a deco art colour. Okay, I did run out. I initially started with Extreme Sheen Deco Art Pearl, beautiful colour, and then mixed that. I ran out of that bottle, so I added a bit of this, which is a Dazzling Metallics acrylic paint from Deco Art. This is also white pearl. They're pretty similar. There's a slight difference between them, but they are pretty similar to each other. And it's got this really lovely pearlescent glow, and I'm not sure the camera is picking it up, but yeah, it's got a beautiful, and when it dries it does look beautiful. So we've got these colours, 1 2 3 4 5. I'm going to do a fifth colour, and two of these colours are probably going to go over the butterfly. So what I've done here is I've mixed some TLP Rose. This is one of the little gifts that they sent me from TLP, which I never had a chance to use. So TLP Rose, which is beautiful pink, really shimmery pink. I've got Zeus as well, so I might use Zeus at a later time to embellish the butterfly. So I've put a dash of polyurethane gloss varnish in here just to wet my pigments and disperse my pigment. Okay, and I mix that pigment up into this. I'm not actually going to mix a lot of this colour, so I didn't really need a lot. I could add a bit more really if you wanted me to. And mix that up. So to show you quickly, I can open it even. Oh, puff of smoke. You do need to wear a mask with these when you're mixing them up. They go everywhere, and it's really bad if you get it into your lungs. So I'm going to put a scoop or two into here. Okay, I'll pop that over there. Okay, so I should be wearing a mask, but I'm trying to keep away from it at the minute. So I'm going to pop some of this varnish in. You can also use Jo Sonja varnish, obviously, or any other kind of water-based varnish, gloss varnish. I'm going to pop, mix this up so that pigment is mixed in thoroughly, and you can see me doing that there. I'm trying to keep an eye on what's going on in the chat as well there. Thank you, Chrissy. It turned out okay, but I'm actually, even though I use a pearline pen, we're going to pour over it, so that beautiful pearlescent colour is going to disappear. But I've got an idea and a plan of what to do in stage 3. So here I am, and maybe a bit more of that varnish, a tiny bit more, just to make sure those pigments are thoroughly mixed in and I don't get any blobs. Right, that's ready. Okay, so I'm now going to pop in 2 products. So I've got 3:1 ratio, Valspar Base C and Joe Sonia Varnish. Okay, so this is my Base C, which is a untinted base paint, which you get from B&Q in the UK. It's Valspar. I think you can get the Valspar brand across the world as well anyway, so in many different countries. So I'm going to pop that in there, and what that's going to do is make sure that I don't the pigment doesn't lose its vibrancy and colour, and once it dries you really see the pigment. So I'm going to pop some of that in there, mix that up, then we're ready to go. Okay, that's the mixing done and shown. So you can see now I'm mixing that right into the pigment, and it's taking. Normally I'd let this sit overnight just to disperse those bubbles before I start doing anything, but I'm not really that bothered today. I'm just going to go with it and pour it for you. Now this is obviously a bloom recipe for this one, and I'm actually mixing pouring mediums. Probably not the best idea always, as you can run into problems. Now the pouring medium across all of these colours here is not this pouring medium, okay? The pouring medium here is glue and water, so 70-30 glue and water. However, this one is slightly different. As you can see, it's got the bloom pouring medium. I just want to see what happens, and because I know I'm going to be pouring the pearl colour here and a pink into the butterfly itself and the rest of the colours around it, I'm not that really fussed really about the fact that it's got a different pouring medium. I ran out of the glue and water one. I mixed it up, but I ran out, so I think that's fine. So there are my colours. I'm going to pop them to the side, and let's get on with some pouring. Okay, pop these back here and bring our canvas back. Maybe move some things out of the way. Okay, let's bring that canvas back and pop it onto here. I'm probably going to need gloves for this bit because I want to show you some stuff after this if we have time, and I don't want to get my hands covered because I'll end up covering everything else. I'm just trying to scroll down on the chat a second. Rose is my go-to when I need pink. I love all of my piggies. Yeah, I do too. I just have to make more time to use them. I keep forgetting. I know they're beautiful and they look great on artwork. So yeah, okay, so we've got this level and we're going to start pouring. And I'm just wondering, I'm going to ask you guys, how do you want me to pour these? Should I do puddles? Do you want me to do, number 1, puddles and then tilt it out? Stripes, tilt it out, or literally just pour it all over and just see what happens? Which one of those would you prefer? I know there's a lag, so I'm going to wait to see. Pour all over. Okay, right. I'm going to go with probably the first person that answered, which was, I think, it's Art by Donna. So I think there's a couple of people who want stripes. What should we do? Pour over, or I'll go with the first person who responded. What is 3? I can't remember what I said for 3 August. Did I say pour all over? Pour it over and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to probably run into some problems because I've not taped. I know my friend Lance from Pouring Together with Lance Travers tapes around wherever he wants to protect, which is probably the ideal way to do it, right? But we're not going to do it that way. We're just going to see what happens. So I think, God, this will probably go wrong. But anyway, so what I think I'll do is, yes, let's do the background first and then do the butterfly and see what happens. We can tidy it up maybe. So I'm going to go with doing a background first. I'm going to put some purple in. No, we don't actually need a lot, I don't think. So I'm just going to pour it over, like you said, Donna, and a few other people. Not doing a puddle thing. And we don't need too lot. This is probably going to take over. This colour's quite deep. And again, they're all opaque, so I think maybe try the green now, this earth green. And yeah, we are going to end up covering that beautiful pearlescent glow here that you can see. And I've got a big problem having too much paint sometimes. Oops. But again, let's see what happens. Might keep some back in case I need to do some touching up. So we've got that colour down. Let's go for the blue. And just literally just using the stir stick because it's easier to control that than the entire cup kind of falling out on my canvas. Not that fussed about the butterfly at the present moment because I will probably either pour the pink and the pearl on now and see if I can control it, which I probably won't be able to, or wait till the background dries and then pour again, which is probably the more sensible way to do this. But again, like with mixed media, you can see that it actually takes quite a few different stages. So it's not a case of just pouring something out and it's done and you just wait for it to dry and that's it. You know, you have to really plan each of the stages usually. So that's okay. There's some at the top there. And then the next colour is the turquoise type of colour. Sky blue light and this is a really pretty colour. Oh, too much. There's just pop some everywhere. Probably around the butterfly a bit more, so I don't kind of end up I know loads of people say that, oh, you know, acrylic pouring is so wasteful. You know, use far more paint than you need. But it's not really, when you think about it. If you watch back on most of my videos, I don't really waste that much paint. And if there is a lot of spillage, I usually just scoop it back up and use it for something else. So it's not a case of you're wasting a ton of paint and it's really, really wasteful, you know. And I know a lot of you guys do that too. That's what they don't see when they watch these videos and all the critics. That's even quite cool. I just hope it doesn't mix and turn into mud, which is a possibility. And maybe we'll put some white in the background too. We don't want it all kind of... Okay, so we've got those. Let's see if I can... I'm going to need a lot of this pearl for the butterfly, I think. Okay, what have I missed on the chat? Oh, look. Did someone notify the paint? You'd think there would be a paint police because you'd be surprised at some of the comments some of my other fellow artists get on their videos about wastage. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right, so let's tilt this out then. So I'm gonna try and not get too much into... Just keep an eye on the time as well. We've got 15 minutes, so I did want to show you a few things afterwards, but let's just... I think we'll pour over the edge first of all, and then back down again. Well, it really wants to go into that butterfly, I can see that. Okay. This is interesting, trying to contain it. It's one thing you can never do is really control the paint very well. It's probably going to go into that. I'm trying to keep it out of the wing, you see. So we have got a lot of paint. Maybe I'll need to spin it as well. I like the colours. They look good together. I'm trying to get off the corner there, but maybe too much. Yep, it's definitely gone over the butterfly. That side I don't really mind because I'm just gonna go over it anyway with I need to tilt more off at the top, I think, and then go down. If anyone's got any tips, put them into the chat box. Okay, it's working. It's working. Go on, go off the edge. Too much paint. Well, it's going right through the middle of the butterfly as well. I don't really mind. I can, because when the paint dries, it's going to dry really flat. So I'm not that fussed about the fact that it's going to go into that area, because I'd still be able to see the protruding 3D elements and where I need to add additional paint. I might just stick my finger in there because this spot here. Yeah, okay. Right, let's go for this edge now. So, hope you can see that. Come on, down you go. Still not come off this edge. Let's just push it off. Help it with a finger. There we go. Put that down and just... Yep. Where do we go now? Should we go this way? There's a little spot here. There we go. Now I'm going to go down to the left bottom corner. And you can see the paint kind of separating over the top left wing and going on either side, which is nice. There is a lot of paint here. It probably could have done with being a bit thinner as well, I think, but it's got good coverage. Shall we see if we can get it right down, and we'll go sideways on the left, and I don't mind the floral part being completely covered up. Give it a chance to go over. I probably could have done with putting a base coat on, really, but never mind. Still doing okay. It's quite an interesting pattern in the background, isn't it? You're right, Linda. Maybe I should have used a blower, but I don't know why I decided to tilt it out, but it is kind of working. And I did think I'd get the entire butterfly covered, if I'm honest. I did think I would. Just trying to make sure that it goes off this end now. Go down and out. Down and out. As long as it's got the sides covered, I think that's the main thing. Come on, sides. It needs to go this way now. So we've got an entire wing intact. And the other side is covered up, obviously, but like I said, it doesn't matter. I'm going to pour over that as well. Or possibly paint over it. I could just paint over it or pour over it. Help it go over the edge, so you're not waiting forever. Come on. Yeah, I think one of the things about base coats is that it just helps the paint glide faster. And just putting a white base coat over it might have actually helped that happen better. But the corner, yep. Okay, so there's a bit at the bottom that needs to go over, and then we're done. I think we're done. I'll check the sides and maybe pour a bit scraped paint. If you look at how much wastage it is, it's not really that much. And I'm going to scrape that up and put it around the edges anyway, so it will be reused. Come on, down you go. Down, 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 and then we're nearly done. It's really strange doing this real time, and usually I fast forward a lot of my footage when I do a normal video. I speed everything up. I'm just waiting for this. Maybe I'll turn it and try and touch that bit up so it goes over the edge. Done. Right, I'm gonna probably pop it down for a second and have a look at it and just evaluate if I need to do anything to it. I really like the background. That's stunning. I'm not sure, there's a few blobs in there, and I think there might be a few blobs in there. I might have to dig them out. I think it's lovely. I love this area, is really pretty. This area is a bit more, there's lots of patterns in this area, but yeah, there's a little bits of blobs in my pouring medium, whoops, but they come off quite easily. Probably dried paint actually. I'm trying to pick that up, it's not coming. There we go. Yeah, I think that's okay. One of the paints must have had something in it. Yeah, but I'm happy with this. There we go. Let me just show it to you close up now. I will put that aside then to little bubbles. I'll probably need to actually get my heat gun out on it. Right, let me get a little. I'm just going to quickly scoop up and pour it down the sides, which is really easy to do. And cover the sides up. But I can do that after the live anyway, so yeah, so basically I'm not wasting any, I'm just making sure the sides are all covered up as well. Easily done. Okay, so without further boring you with this, I'm just going to let it dry, I think. I'm not going to pour the pink in. I could pour the pink in, I guess, but I run the risk of it bleeding out into the wet paint outside it. Okay, so if I was to just get a brush, I can just literally get the big blobs out that way and clean it up for now. It's ready for when I pour the other two, the pearlescent and the pink in, which is what I plan to do. Okay, so yep, and that's how that's looking. We'll just clean this bit up as well. Perfect. This side obviously doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll probably add a bit of more paint here and tilt it a little bit more in a minute when I'm done. Maybe I don't know actually, so add a bit of more paint here so that it's fully covered up and there's no gaps at all. Paint is pretty thick actually. Could have done with a tad bit more water, I think. Just helping it flow. It's quite slow when I was tilting. Maybe a little bit more purple. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Get paint all over my laptop. Okay, so that's really good. I'll just probably tilt that out then so it's all covered up fully. That's it, and there's nothing wrong with just going in with your finger, making sure it's finding those little spots where there's gaps in the canvas. There we go. Kind of works, doesn't it? Done. Much easier than waiting for it to get past each of those lines that I've got in there that are stopping it from moving over. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just going to tilt it one last time. I'm going to hold it here until that section is tilted off. I'm pretty happy with it. It's looking really good. There's a bit here that I'm not happy with. Okay, so yeah. Tilt it all off. And we're done. I'll just keep an eye on the chat. Better than throwing poo. What on earth are you guys talking about? Oh yeah, Louise, you do have a hole. I don't know what happened there. My screen was all black. So this is what it's looking like. Do you look at all those patterns? It's really stunning. Okay, so that's it. I think we're done for the day. I think Sudha's on next. So it should be back. I'm going to sign off and say thank you all of you for joining me. So Sudha from Resin Creations, Resin Art, I think it is up next. Her link is up on my, if you look at my chat box, her link is just pinned at the top there. So please go to Sudha now. I'm done with this and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for coming. Bye for now.